remember your fall. Huh? Don't get it.
Show isn't over yet! Angel Ultimate! Wink wink!
Ready to dance with me? Don't get scorched by the light. Let me play the final note of your fate. Take this.
Not done yet! Sing your heart out!
This one's unruly. Let the stage be even more dazzling.
Soundwave surge!
What a royal face! The
You can't do that!
I'll remember your fall. Huh? A single moment can become eternal. I know exactly why I've chosen to study music. How rude of you. Be gone.
True delusion! Right here, right now!
Evil retreats.
I'll be fine! Radiant cloud! Lightning! Blazing arc! The sword follows my will and wins power in the heavens! Watch out! Flip the heavens! Yixuan will Shunguang summon, breaking all illusions! Here is Frost! Frost scorches! Radiant cloud! Really? Leave it to me! Shoot! Cut through darkness! I see that. Frost glistens! Radiant cloud! Evil retreats! I'm daydreaming, I need right now! I'll be fine! Frost glistens! Radiant cloud! Here is Frost! Light brings the dawn. My blade cuts down evil. My spirit soars in the sky.
Dormant spirit. Decree. Death. The weak spot is here! Concentrate, yet still. The time is now.
Dialyn!
Your life ends here. Scatter!
The verdict is unforgivable! That one for the link! Like a shadow!
Evil shall turn to dust. Cycle of yin and yang. It's almost time.
This won't take much!
The weak spot is here. Yet still.
A complaint? Too late for that! Drawn for countless legends, melodies, and dreams!
Concentrate. Your life ends here. Evil shall turn to dust.